Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to the Mama's Review. I'm in my son Jacob's nursery today. We are excited to talk to you guys about a product that I kind of love to hate. So stay tuned and I will explain why. So I just took a step back because what I want to talk to you guys today about is these crib bumpers. So I'm just going to set Jacob down. He's just a little bit wiggly today. Give him a few toys. Let him play around while I finish talking. So I hope you could hear me. While I was saying that, I realized I was turned away from the camera. Anyway, guys, let's get started. They are by BreathableBaby. We got ours at Babies R Us, and I think they're around the $40 mark. The reason we purchased ours is because Jacob was starting to put his limbs through the bars in the crib, and we were in the middle of trying to sleep train him. And what would happen is he would, put his arm through or his leg through, and it would get stuck, and we'd have to come in every 5 minutes and push his little leg or his little arm back through and give him a kiss, tell him we love him, leave, and you could hear him kind of playing and giggling, and then all of a sudden crying, and we would come in and have to do it over and over and over again, and it got really repetitive and annoying, and he wasn't able to fall asleep. We were spending a lot more time trying to get him to sleep when he knows how to fall asleep on his own, and we wanted to just sort of make sure that he was okay in the crib. There was a few instances where, his whole leg would be stuck right through, and I really had to push it back through, really work at it, and so I just felt bad for him, and I wanted to get him something to keep him safe while he was trying to fall asleep. So we purchased them in hopes that it would solve that problem, and it did. It solved a number of problems for us. He was no longer able to get his little limbs through. His soother in the middle of the night wasn't able to be tucked out. He would do that a lot, and it'd be underneath the crib. I'd have to fish for it in the middle of the night while he was sleeping in my arms, because he'd come in to nurse him, and he would be crying because he wanted to nurse, or his bum needed to be changed, and I'm busy, crawling along his floor in the dark trying to find, a soother that he threw out. Talk about annoying, right? So this helped for that. It helped for his limbs. It helped for all of those things. But I love to hate this product because we only really got really great use out of it for 2 weeks. Kind of is really annoying. I almost wish I would have just got regular bumper pads. The reason I say that, they do what they're supposed to do, but the reason I say that is because shortly after we purchased them, my son started to crawl. He doesn't fully get up on his knees and crawl, but he army crawls around. And so what he's doing now in his crib is when we say, "Good night, Jacob, Mommy loves you," give him a kiss, put him down for sleep time, he will wake himself up in the night, or right when we're putting him to bed, he'll do this as well. And what he does is he army crawls to one of the sides, one of the back, one of the front, and he'll make himself comfy against the bars. So when he goes to adjust his head, he smacks his head, and then I can hear him crying. And then I kind of hear him soothe himself. It's only a few second thing, but, it's smack, he cries, he soothes himself, he adjusts himself, smacks his head again, cries, soothes himself, adjusts himself, and it's just a repetitive cycle until I come in and physically position him back over into the middle of the crib. And so, again, I'm frustrated because now it's not his limbs going through, but his head getting twacked up against the side of the bars. Again, that's not this product's fault, but I didn't want to have something early on that he could suffocate himself with, or that he would have a hard time, breathing with. So hindsight's 2020. I wish I would have got the regular ones because he's moving now, and he's able to move his head out of the way, and he's able to sort of, get himself in a position where he would not suffocate, and in fact, it would probably help him sleep better. So now I'm trying to come up with ways to, make sure that he's not hitting his little head, and make sure that it's cushioned enough without, really doing anything to really modify the bumper pads so they're not weak. So the other thing I don't fully love about these is the fact that, you can even see right now from when my son was playing in the crib just seconds ago, that, he's able to push these right down, and I don't love that. He has started to use it to pull himself up to get up to the rail here. I just think that's really dangerous. He's not at the stage yet where he can actually fully get himself in an upright position like that by pulling himself up. So we're okay for a little while, but again, that's kind of a pet peeve that I have about the product. These little straps are like a satiny material, and so they slide super easy on the railings. It doesn't matter how tight you got them, and they actually don't line up perfectly because this mesh bumper pad is made for a bunch of different cribs, and so it's supposed to, you know, one size fits all, and so it's not going to line up perfectly for every crib. Yours might line up great for you if you've got a bit of a different design, but for this crib in particular, you kind of have to pull it and adjust it to get it to line up perfectly. So those are kind of the cons I have about it. I kind of wish I would have saved the money. I wish I would have bought regular bumper pads. Let me know down in the comments below, did you try regular bumper pads, or did you try mesh bumper pads, or nothing at all? If you got any advice about, you know, your little one hitting their head on the railing, go ahead and put that down below for me too, because I'd love to hear what your guys' solutions were for when your baby started to move around in the crib. And also, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button and follow along. I am going to do a tutorial on how to install these bumper pads, so hopefully if you do have them, or if you're going to be purchasing them, I know the instructions are a little bit confusing, but once you figure it out, it's really, really easy. That way you guys can see fully how to do it with a video. I always find a video is much easier to understand than anything else. So anyway, guys, that's it for us today. Thanks for coming and joining us along in Jacob's nursery, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hi, sweetheart. His legs and arms and stuff like that. Trying to reach out and grab it. No, start over. Because, what do you want, sweetheart? Do you want a book? Whoop, ouchies. You okay? No, sit. So I just put, oh dang it, like I had it perfect. It was, he'll make himself comfy. Hi, sweetheart. What are these called?